This is the regatta's oldest event. It is the Grand Challenge Cup for men's eights, the premier event for men's crews at Henley Regatta, and it's yet another Canadian-British matchup. So on this side, we have the British team, the British national squad. They are rowing as Oxford Brookes and Leander club, although you can see probably from James Rudkin's blue top that there are other clubs in there. He's a Newcastle University Boat Club man. And on the far side, the Canadians rowing, as we explained earlier, on Maple Bay Rowing Club, Canada. So these crews raced each other in Barresi. The British were about 6 seconds quicker than the Canadians, but I can tell you the British are taking nothing for granted. I saw them in the boat tents just before they went on the water, and they were really stoked. So this is the final of the Grand. Maple Bay Rowing Club from Canada on the left of your picture, Oxford Brookes and Leander. British national squad on the right, blasting off the start. These are the two quickest eights at this regatta, Andrea.
So exciting to see the Canadian men's eight back up and running after a near miss. We didn't have a men's eight at Tokyo, so I know this is something that all Canadians are looking forward to, a resurgence. Our coxswain rather, Laura Court, both her and Kristen Kitt, who was in the women's double, are both Paralympians turned Olympians, are hopeful Olympians here. And look at that side-by-side shot. Almost stroke for stroke as they go off down the line. That's
lovely cover the British eight are getting there. The distance between Bow's puddle and Seven's puddle, just phenomenal, isn't it? That tells you the speed that they're moving. Absolutely amazing. Britain edging into a slight lead. Harry Brightmore, 29-year-old in the cox's seat, the Oxford Brookes coxswain, and his grandparents, Terry and Wynne Brightmore, were desperate to come and watch, but they couldn't be here this year, so they're watching at home, of course, as so many of you are. And I guess you'll be enjoying the way that Britain are edging slowly out from the Canadians at the top of your picture.
Plenty of experience in that Canadian boat, though, as they make sure that you try and stay in contention here. And bow there we have Will Carruthers. He's a three-time Olympian and a silver medalist. In fact, we have 5 Olympians and 1 Paralympian in that crew. No slip is the call that Laura Court will be saying. They're trying to wring every single ounce of their length out of that boat.
So Britain continue to edge out. That bowman you can see there, Will Carruthers, stroked the 8, the Canadian 8 that blasted through the British to take a silver medal back in London 2012, just finished behind Germany. Fantastic race, but Carruthers now 35, still in the sport, in the bow seat. You can see he's back there on the right of your picture, but it's the back of Will Stewart, world champion in the 4, who is subbing in this 8 for the injured Charlie Elwes. Normally he would row in the 5 seat. I saw Elwes he came to see the guys go out in the water. He looked pretty good. Not sure if he'd be back in the boat for Lucerne. Maybe he'll make the World Championships. But Will Stewart doing a fantastic job, and Rory Gibbs going down to the 5 seat, also holding that position really, really effectively.
Look at these 8s shifting into their race pace. This is where the questions start coming. How deep do I need to go? Making sure that they can stay in contact, not let the GB crew go away, but the GB crew is rowing so well there. All those backs turning over together, legs down as one.
Yeah, I talked to Stevie Trackmore just when he put the crew on the water this afternoon. He said, look, we're treating this as part of Lucerne Regatta, the preparation for Lucerne Regatta. It's all about process. He said, you're going to be nervous, it's Henley, anything can happen, but we want to be into our process. The way they're rowing, look at how close those blades are on the front end. I mean, we've seen some amazing 8s rowing today from the likes of St Edward's School, Oxford Brookes and so on. But that is the creme de la creme we're looking at now. This is probably the best 8 in the world. I know that they had this close finish against the Romanians in the European Championships, but the British have definitely moved on since then, and they are distancing the Canadians every stroke.
They're letting the boat run underneath them so well here. It looks like the boat's just on a conveyor belt as they barrel towards us here. And opportunity is definitely the word as they come towards the last half of the race. Imagine the noise that must be hearing the entire way down the course, because Henley Royal is so unique in that sense. you have people cheering you on from the start to the finish.
So we're going to take a look, I think, at the Canadian crew on the right of your picture. There we are, there's the great man in the bow seat, the 35-year-old Crowthers, Liam King, Cody Bailey, Josh King, Luke Gadsden, Gavin Stone. Big six-man looking for more power, Curtis Ames, and Tokyo Olympian Jacob Buzak in the stroke seat, the 29-year-old coxed by Laura Court. At the moment, you can see the Canadians are struggling to stop the British move, and it looks like the British are going to keep this pace all the way through to the finish. I doubt if they'll let off. They'll want a good 2K in their legs to prepare for Lucerne in a week's time.
Just being sworn there to get back onto their course as an athlete is important to keep your rhythm as you're doing this and make sure that you're not trying to help the coxswain. The coxswain's going to have two strings that they're holding on to. It's going to attach to a small little rudder. It's going to make those changes for them.
And this might be the biggest cheer of the day down the enclosures. The British National 8 leading the Canadians in the final of the Grand Challenge Cup. Just coming up to the stewards' enclosure, Harry Brightmore. He won't want to touch his rudder strings, cheeky little cox. But the Canadians just coming into picture. This is going to be a bigger margin of victory, I suspect, than the Varese World Cup. Harry Brightmore being warned again. Not sure if he's going to move. I guess he'll have to. Just coming up to the finish line.
And this is where it all matters. Winding up, knees up, chest up, legs down as they come into the sprint. Don't blink, you'll miss them. Blood in their ears. Here comes a GB team.
So at bow, Will Stewart at 2 with the Brookes top on, Morgan Boulding at 3, the Husky Jacob Dawson at 4, Sholto Carnegie at 5, Rory Gibbs at 6, Tom Digby, whose mum watching at home, she's been poorly, I hope you're enjoying this, at 7, James Rudkin, the smooth man in the stroke, the rhythm guy, the power guy. Tom Ford takes them across the line. Harry Brightmore raises his arms. It's an emphatic victory for the British in the final of Henley's premier event, the Grand Challenge Cup. Canada cross the line, and they will be saluted by the British, but you can see what it's meant to the British. James Rudkin, the Rod Dog there, with the Newcastle top on, enjoying that moment. We'll see the camaraderie in a minute. There's the British coming up to the line, Andrea.
Look at those strong muscles there as they really hang off the oars, accelerating them towards your body. And with that freeze frame really gives us an appreciation, as you said, the creme de la creme, those blades going in perfectly together. Wow, what a masterclass.